I don't really know what went through my head, lads, if I'm being 100% honest with you. I just knew that I wanted to try Darwin Nunez. I knew that Darwin Nuñez 100% needed to go into my starting 11. If you don't know about me, I'm a Benfica fan. I'm a Benfiquista. I'm a Benfica fan from Portugal, right? I love Benfica. Benfica this, Benfica that, Benfica this. And Darwin Nunez, when he was at Benfica, was a player that was really, really bad the first season pretty much. And then he had a season where he was just absolutely insane. And he just scored a lot of goals. But I mean, man, this first season he was missing. Kind of the same thing that's happening at Liverpool, right? But I do want to tell you guys that I'm a Darwin fan, bro. So I went out and I picked up Darwin for 490,000 coins. Now, I got to be 100% real with you guys, lads. This was a huge gamble. And the reason it's a huge gamble is because I'm trying to go 15-0 back-to-back. We 15-0 the last weekend league, right? We went crazy last weekend league. We got the 15-0. We got the big rewards. We got everything we wanted in the last weekend league. So we're trying to go back-to-back. We haven't lost a game of FC in the Champions League and in the Champions League. Why did I say Champions League? In Foot Champs. Did I say Champions League earlier? In Foot Champs, we hadn't lost a game, right? We hadn't lost in qualifiers. We're 4-0 right now when I make the switch to Darwin Nuñez. But you saw me buy Ederson, and this is where the gamble really comes in. Ederson has to be in goal for me to get full chemistry on everybody. I need to do it to be able to get chemistry on Stones, on Raphina, on Darwin Nuñez. It's the only way for me to get chemistry. So I make this change, and I know by making this change, I'm taking the biggest risk that I've taken in a lot of games. And I knew going in that it was going to be very difficult to not have Buffon, because Buffon is one of the best goalkeepers in the game, and Ederson is just not that. If you played early FC, you guys know if you rock the gold Ederson, that boy suffers a lot of goals. And the way that you're right now in FC, where most games are a lot of goals, right? The defense is, I wouldn't say lacking and slacking, but it's a bit harder to defend than before that patch. I knew instantly, lads, that it was going to be very difficult. And I can tell you 100% playing these games, I don't know if Ederson made one save throughout the journey. And instantly, my first game, 14 minutes in, I'm down 2-0. But for me, we got the 15-0 last weekend. And yes, I want to go 15-0 again, lads. I really want to do it. But for me, it was more about using Darwin Nuñez. It was more about using a card that I really wanted to try. And it was also about continuing to test Raphina. Raphina, lads, is 10 out of 10. I'm going to tell you that right now. Raphina is, if you need a right winger in this game, first of all, every Raphina card has been pretty good in FC 25. This one for me has been absolutely 1,000,000% phenomenal. There is not one thing I could say negative about this Raphina card. You guys know I had Arlis in this position, and still Arlis is probably my favorite right winger in the game because he has a great speed boost and he has a great finesse shot. Makes him so extremely overpowered, and I believe he has the 5-star skills as well. Raphina has a lot of that, but Raphina does not have the finesse shot trait or play style. So that's where it starts to become a little bit of, hey, Arlis kind of owns this position pretty well. But as you watch this gameplay, lads, you see me suffer 4 goals. And you guys know that that's just last weekend league. If you watch it, we did get into some games where I would go down by 3 and I would come back, but I could tell right away that I was struggling very hard to defend with this new team. Having Ederson in goal, changing the team around to kind of fit Darwin Nuñez. I mean, we're winning games like pretty much at the end or in extra time. And this game is quite interesting because you guys are about to see something that is extremely rare. And I think I've only gone to it twice this entire year. And you're probably saying like, wait, what are you talking about? Penalties. I haven't seen penalties in Foot Champs. I can't even tell you the last time I went to penalties. I don't remember the last time I went to penalties. I truly don't remember it. I don't know if it was recently, if it was a long time ago. I never go to penalties. I'm in penalties. And I was like, bro, this is just not a good look. This is not a good start to the Darwin Nuñez campaign. To speak a little bit on Darwin Nuñez, he is a great card. He's an insane card. Am I going to 15-0? I mean, based off this first game, do y'all think I'm going to 15-0? Based off what you just saw, me giving up that many goals, me in a absolute back and forth, slugging it out, y'all think I'm going to get it? Because I'm just kidding. I don't know, man. I just felt I wasn't going to get it. Even when I went to these penalties, I did think I was going to win these penalties. I don't know why. I'm never confident going into penalties. But going into penalties, I felt like we shouldn't have been there. Ederson makes a huge save. I honestly felt like we shouldn't have been there, but we were there. And then we step up with the defensive mid Italian stallion. We win the game and we continue our journey, and I believe that's going to be 5-0. So the first game with Darwin Nunez wasn't bad. It wasn't insane. Raphina gets man of the match, which he continues to get a lot of man of the matches throughout my weekend league. I'm so glad I did that card. We jump into the next game, and this is for win number 6 here. We can't see my opponent's team, but instantly we start to cook with our team, and it's my boy Darwin Nunez stepping in, man. Darwin Nunez beating the defense with a beautiful chip. He moves okay. His finishing is awesome. His finesse shot is amazing. His speed is good. His left stick dribbling is not the best. Actually, just to kind of give you an understanding, I started using him with a hunter, which that was dumb. I should have had a hawk on him, but I changed it from a hunter to an engine just to see if I could get his agility and his balance to feel a little bit better. I don't know if that makes sense to you guys, but it just didn't feel right having him with a hawk or a hunter because he just feels a little bit heavy when you're trying to twist him. Last weekend league, when I went 15-0 with João Felix, the one beautiful thing about João Felix, his finishing's not the greatest thing in the video game, right? There's players that finish the ball way better than him, but his left stick was absolutely monstrous. And if you can get a striker that can left stick dribble, if you don't know what I'm talking about, it's literally when you release every button on the controller, no sprint button, no R1, no L1, you release everything. And when you release everything, you just grab the stick, that the joystick that you move your player with, and you just spin it around and you kind of weave it in and out of your opponents. And right there, if your player can weave a lot, I love that. And João Felix can do it. Darwin Nunez cannot. Darwin Nunez does not got that in his bag. The left stick is not as good for him. And you might be like, Skills, how important is that? It's huge, because when I had João Felix in that position last weekend for the 15-0, I would go to the left, go to the right, cut back to the right real quick. You would never know which way I was gonna shoot. I would look like I was shooting right, and I could twist him so quickly to the left and get the ball into the back of the net that I could get you on goalkeeper movement so easily. With Darwin Nunez, it's not that easy. I gotta kind of get him more into a better position and then finesse shot with him. I was more looking for the finesse shot, the cross body shot. Like right here, it's a finesse. That's more of what I'm doing with him. I'm not really trying to do too much with him when I get it to him in the box. Give it to him, get it to him as quickly as possible, and just kind of let it rip as quick as possible, right? Like that's more of what I was doing with Darwin Nunez, and it worked. It did work really, really, really well. He did score a lot of goals for me. But do I think that he's this insane striker? He's good. I don't think he's better than João Felix. I don't think he's better than a lot of 9s I've used, but he is a cool card. Look at this, man. This game, he goes absolutely crazy. And again, his finishing is awesome, and his speed in a straight line is great. It's just the left stick dribble. So if you're someone that doesn't really care about how dribbling works for a striker, I think this is the guy for you. I don't think he's gonna miss a lot. I think he has an awesome finesse shot. I think he has an awesome regular shot. I think he has a good low driven. I think that he can really burst into space with the speed boost pretty damn well. I think you'll enjoy him. But if you're looking for someone who can dribble, then I think that's when we have to have a whole different conversation if this is the guy for you. Because I don't think he might not be the guy for me. We make it to 7-0. We just came off of a monstrous game. We had one game where we got scored on a lot, went to penalties. We had one game where we scored a lot, and we get directly back into another game where this is against a viewer. I actually played 3 viewers in a row right here. And I'm just gonna go ahead and spoil it for you guys. I'm about to go into one of the worst slumps I've ever gone into in champs. Bad, like bad. So let me explain. I get scored on early here against this opponent, and again, I believe he was a viewer because he messaged me after. I'm pretty sure he was a viewer. And I actually fight back really hard, and I actually take the lead, and really play a decent game. But I couldn't defend, lads. I cannot defend, and Buffon was never there to bail me out. Goalkeepers are so important, and having Ederson back there, lads, it just felt like anytime someone shot at my goal, it was hitting the back of the net. I never felt like Ederson was ever gonna bail me out and make a save. So I knew if my opponent got back there, they were scoring. And I was in this fight, and Darwin Nunez was missing like he does for Liverpool, but Mbappe was right there to put it back in. And we go up 3-2, and I'm trying so hard, lads. But giving up 7 goals a game is just low-key exhausting. My boy Maradona ties the game in the 87th minute, and in the 89th minute, we lose. It's tough. We were winning the entire game. Ties me 87, beats me 89. I mean, listen, if I'm gonna lose anybody, I want to lose to one of y'all, so y'all can hopefully get to 15-0 or whatever. But that's just bad for me, lads. That's just really, 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 really bad for me. Really, 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 really bad. You can't suffer 2 goals in 2 minutes. Buffon, I'm telling you, man, barely made a save for us, and we take our first loss and make it to 7-1. All right, but it's going to continue. We go into game number 9, and we're going to go 7-2. And damn it, I fought. And this made me notice instantly, lads. Yes, it's about how you can play the game, but this might be the FIFA that having the right players in the right position matters the most, especially on your back line and goal and your defensive mids if you run the 4-2-1-3. It is very hard to play this game because defending's already hard. Not having the right defenders that fit you and not having the right goalkeeper that fits you, it is hard, lads. And I found out the hard way. Having Darwin Nunez did not outweigh losing my goalkeeper and having to change my team to fit my goalkeeper. And you guys are going to see exactly what I'm talking about in a minute. Theo Hernandez right here has a good chance. Darwin Nunez, look, we're passing it up very, very nice. And I want you to pay attention because the way I lost these last 2 games is brutal. Like brutal. Check this out. 47th minute, we're up by 2. And at this point, you're like, all right, Skills got this. And even in my head, I'm like, all right, I could see this out. But I just couldn't, lads. I could not defend. Look at this beautiful tiki-taka. You're not going to see one save from Ederson. Forget about it. Again, we go 5-3. So now you're thinking, all right, Skills is scoring at ease. You're going to win this. And I even thought, yo, you know what? I might win this. But again, this is a viewer again. I just couldn't stop him. I could not stop him from scoring. Darwin Nunez, great speed boost into a chip. Darwin Nunez doing Darwin Nunez type things. I love Darwin. He was a great card. He's an insane card. But did having a different goalkeeper, is he that good? The answer is just no, not for me. Check this out. 87th minute, he ties the game. 87th minute, he ties the game. 94th minute, extra time, cutback in there like swimwear. 7-6, bro. I go down the field. I ain't leaving without a fight. 7-7. But I couldn't do it, lads. I couldn't do it. 120th minute, the last kick of the game into the back of the net. 8-7, and we're 7-2 from a 15-0 to a 7-2. But I'm not even mad. I'm not even mad, lads, because I just wanted to try Darwin Nunez. I didn't care about nothing else. I wanted the 15-0. I didn't care about it. We got it last week, and I wanted to try Darwin Nunez. I really wanted to see what he was about. I wanted to have Raphina in the team. Raphina's staying. I like Raphina. Darwin Nunez, check out what I do. I bench my favorite center back Stones just so I can get Buffon in. You can see I was struggling, bro. I had to switch the team up. So Camavinga's up in there. By the way, Camavinga I've been using, and he's new to the team. Camavinga's new to the team as well, so a couple new faces. And even with the Corneta switch, I lose 7-6. You guys saw that right there. I lose 7-6. I go on a 3-game lose streak. So at this point, I tell myself, let's just get to 11 wins and call it. We're good. We'll get our rewards. So I put my team back to normal. I say, Darwin Nunez, thank you for everything. And he put up great stats for me, lads. He scored a lot of goals. Darwin Nunez going directly back onto the market. Again, he scored a lot of goals for me. Was a great card, but I'm not going to switch my team up just to have him. I put the German defensive mid back in. I'm going to put Stones back into the starting 11. I'm going to put my boy Buffon back into the starting 11. And we are going to go back in on full chemistry with I change the manager back into the weekend league. And you're going to see how things change. And they change very quickly. And it just shows you, man, that having the right players is incredible. I go into this next game with João Felix at the striker position, and this is the team I 15-0 with pretty much. I'll at least not there. Raphina instead. João Felix at the striker position, Mbappe on the left wing, and we are just going to pick up pretty good goals here, man. Mbappe, back to Guti, back to Mbappe, just playing better football, right? Just playing quicker football, nicer football, cleaner football. Not always suffering goals 24/7. And it's going to be a game that we barely get scored on, right? 3-1 here. I think we even might force the rage quit here, if I'm being honest with you guys. But as you guys can see, an easy 5-1 victory. And we move on. I go ahead and pick up 11 wins real quick. I'll just show you this one so you guys can understand the difference. I was suffering 7 goals, 8 goals a game. Put my team back together, and I win 5-1. It's just the way the game works, man. For me, by the way, there's certain players that really help me. Stones, Buffon's a really great goalkeeper for me. Things like that help me. So we get rank 3 this weekend league. And honestly, lads, I end up getting a pretty awesome card. And I want to talk about it with you guys in 1 second. The first pick, not that good. It's funny, right? Because I hit one of my friends, my pro friends, kid, we're talking back and forth. He's like, hey, what's your record? And I'm like, man, this weekend, man, I stumbled, bro. I was like 7-3. He said cap. He wrote cap to me. I said, bro, I'm not capping. I stumbled a little bit. And he was like, damn. He's like, don't worry about it, bro. It doesn't matter because rewards are just, it doesn't matter where you end. Rewards are all the same. And I do agree with that because last weekend I went 15-0 and he went 14-1. He got ranked 2. I got my best card was Malin. His best card was Malin. So it's just luck, man. It doesn't really matter where you end. It's just luck. He ranked 2 for him, Malin. Rank 1 for me, Malin. But I get a card here that I really want to talk to you guys about. Now, it's not a card that's going to make us bank, right? But it's a card that's very interesting. So first I get this Barca guy right here, Furman. Probably won't use him, but I'm gonna take him just in case. He does have the ping pass. And then here I get a card that is very interesting. I get this right back that I probably doesn't sell for a lot, Baku, but I thought to myself, hey, if I don't unlock Maicon through that League Cup thing, I might give this German guy a go right here. I got the German defensive mid if I want to use him, and I could link up that little link up at the center, at the right back position. It's not a bad little look for the team. So I thought to myself, okay, if I don't unlock Maicon, this is what I'm gonna do. This is the move I'm gonna make. That's what I'm gonna go with. We'll see if I can unlock Maicon. I think I just need like 8 wins or something to get Maicon in the last reset tomorrow. Or on Monday, whenever it is, or Tuesday, whenever it happens. But we're gonna see how it plays out. But this card right here, lads, is the card I'm talking to you guys about. I'm about to get him right here. Is it this one? Yeah, right here. He's also tradable, I believe, so I can sell him, but I'm not gonna sell him. And you're probably like, why? I saw Greek and I was like, damn, I started thinking, who's a Greek striker? Started thinking, but it's this guy right here. Tell. Now, 89 overall, goes for like 150, 170. It's nothing crazy. But I started really looking at the card. 4-star, 95 pace, good shooting. Play styles, pretty good. Finesse shot on him. Has the inside, the advanced forward. I started thinking, you know what, dude? I might try this card in Rivals. Now, I don't know if he's gonna be better than João Felix. I don't know if he's gonna move well. But I started thinking to myself, wow, this becomes pretty easy for me to link him in. French links Mbappe, French links Conte. French links Camavinga. I started going, man, you know what? Premier League as well. So he goes, links into my boy Stones. Started going, you know what, man? This actually might be a solid play for the RTG. Also French, so he goes into Theo Hernandez. I don't know if the card is good, but I'm gonna spend a day or two really playing with this card and seeing if he's a beast. I'll update you guys and let you guys know, but he looks pretty awesome. He fits my team nicely. We might gotta give him a go. Booyah Nation, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Sorry I didn't drop a 15-0 back-to-back, but I will do my best next weekend, and I won't change my team that much, I promise. I'm not gonna make no stupid new moves where I put Ederson in goal. And, you know what I mean? That was terrible. Thanks for watching. I love you guys. I'll catch you tomorrow. Booyah, we out of here, baby.